Ben Foden, and welcome to SportsvibeTV. Hello again. You're an old friend of ours, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. And how is life treating you? So you've got a big smile on your face. You've just been named in the EPS. That's a good start.
Not bad. Yeah, it's been good so far. 2012 has treated me pretty well.
Yeah. Explain why.
We set ourselves the target of winning 3 Premiership games in Northampton, which we did, and climbed to 3rd spot, which is positive. And obviously, with my future little girl to be born in March sometime, obviously that's something to look forward to, and obviously a wedding to look forward to sometime in June.
Fantastic. Before then, of course, is the small matter of the Six Nations. There's a real whiff of fresh new dawn about England at the moment, which is probably a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that we see it as a new slate, a bit of a changeover with new management and new players coming in. That it's going to be fresh faces and new ideas bouncing around cap, and hopefully that'll put a spring in our step and be the springboard for England rugby.
Now here's the thing, Ben. You are in danger of becoming a senior player. How's that happened?
I think I am a senior player, am I not?
You are, judging by some of the guys.
The most capped back 3 player in the squad.
Are you really?
I am. Well, so I've been told.
No, but I mean, the point is, people say, "Oh, is it an inexperienced squad?" Guys like you, I would suggest, are not inexperienced. You've got people like Dylan, Tom Croft. These are 32, 34 cap players. Toby Flood's got 40. Mm-hmm. So I guess inexperience is not about age; it's about inexperience.
Yeah, and I think that, like you mentioned, some of those guys, the guys like Toby Flood, who've been to past World Cups, been to World Cup finals, Tom Croft, who's been on British Lions tours, have experienced it all. So, like you mentioned, it's that time where, the players retiring, guys like Johnny Wilkinson, the Simon Shaws, the Mark Cuetos or Easters, who have left the squad and left those big holes for leaders to step into, and guys like, Crofty, myself, Toby Flood, Dylan Hartley have all got to step up to the mark and take over those roles and responsibilities. And yeah, people are going to say it's an inexperienced squad, but that's just because of the new players that have come in that are uncapped. But if you get 6 or 7 caps behind them, get them bloodied nice and early, and that's what we're all aiming for, is 2015, and those guys need to see if they can cope and hack it at international rugby, and hopefully we'll see their faces for many years to come.
It's almost as if the campaign for 2015 starts now, doesn't it? And maybe there'll be some bumps in the road along the way, but judging by the squad and what the interim management are saying, it's not just, okay, we'll pick the best team we can to beat Scotland necessarily. It's we're going to pick the team that we think could go over 4 years.
Yeah, I think that everyone's been sort of saying that we're looking for performances rather than results. I think that's probably a little bit of a slight exaggeration.
Yeah, results still help, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. First and foremost, as professional athletes and players representing our country, we want to win, and we want to win by scoring 40 points and scoring tries from our own line and do it that way as well. But sometimes that just isn't realistic, and sometimes good performances can come from grinding out wins and just finding ways of beating teams. And I think that's what Stuart's on about when he says, like, in terms of performances, that we need to be wise and streetwise and show maturity. Obviously on the field, the players who've been selected have been selected because they're doing that for their clubs. They're performing with lots of ambition, but also maturity on the field, and hopefully that'll show when these guys get their opportunity that they're wise beyond their sort of caps.
Now, I've been talking to quite a few of your colleagues over the last few days and weeks, and the reoccurring theme that I'm getting from them is, in many ways, the World Cup is gone, it's done, it's time to move on. But they are going to use, if you like, the negatives, the silence in the dressing room after the French defeat, the feeling of almost death in the family for a short while. It's going to be logged, and it's going to be used as a sort of a motivational tool. I never want to return to that feeling in the dressing room. Do you have that sort of World Cup experience which you can learn from?
Yeah, I think definitely, because obviously it was very disappointing for everyone who was sitting at home watching and cheering on, but and we took a lot of stick, and as you were going to, because we underperformed on the day. But I can tell you that there was no one more disappointed and more unnerved than the guys sitting in that change room after the game. Just the deep feeling that we knew we couldn't write for a long time, that we disappointed our friends and our family in the performance that we put out there, and we had such high expectations as well, just knowing that if we could get that game, and we were two wins away from playing in a World Cup final, and it was every guy's dream, and it was disappointing, and it will be logged, and it definitely in my memory bank anyway, it's stored away, and hopefully I can use that as fuel and won't make the same mistakes again.
It's all going to help when you go to Murrayfield. Now, have you played at Murrayfield against Scotland?
I have. I came off the bench.
Did you for the draw?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I mean, just tell the audience of millions who'll be watching this right now, Ben, what you'll be expecting at Murrayfield.
What I will be expecting at Murrayfield.
The passion, the noise, all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that comes with everywhere you go and play in this competition now. It's just a massive event, and obviously the Calcutta Cup adds to that fact as well. And obviously England not performing well in the past couple of years, it means that the more Scots fans will turn up in the stands because they think they're going to see a Scottish victory.
First game in the Six Nations is always important.
Yeah, it is, and if we can go up there and win, we'll be off to a flying start. And that's how we approached the game last year at Millennium Stadium, knowing that if we won that game, we had three home games to fall back on, and hopefully we could run out the door with it. But it is a massive test. Scotland will obviously be disappointed in their performance in the World Cup.
Oh, they were 4 minutes away from beating you,
exactly.
weren't they?
So
they'll use that, won't they?
Yeah, they will. They use that as massive motivation, and being in their own patch, they'll see that being a massive favour to them, and they'll definitely see England as sort of a wounded beast at the moment, ready for the taking. And if Scotland can beat England and win the Calcutta Cup, it'll put them off on the right foot.
But on the flip side, Ben, on the flip side, forget about them. What about you guys? I mean, there's a lot of guys there with no baggage or hardly any baggage. Just go out and enjoy it.
I know everyone says this, that you need to go out and enjoy it, and I'm sure we will. And that's the exciting thing about being involved in this new camp. That there's going to be fresh faces, there's going to be different tactics, there's going to be changes in the way we approach the game, the way we build up for the game, and hopefully, we'll see a rejuvenated England side, a side that has got a lot to prove, and I think that the guys involved in the World Cup will be chomping at the bit to get out on the field and prove all the critics and all the people who think that we let the badge down, and so we'll be keen to get out there and right a few wrongs.
Now, very few people actually want to sit in front of me and be interviewed. But when you've recently had an antenatal class, it's quite a nice alternative, isn't it?
You need to get off Twitter, Ian. You've been following Dylan Hartley, haven't you? Is that true? Is that where your source is from?
He's very surreal, isn't he? But anyway, I mean, just on the home front, you're 2 months away. Six Nations, hopefully. Six Nations out the way, hopefully.
It's due on the 21st, and the last game's on the 17th.
Perfect.
Well, not really, considering my missus is Irish.
Oh, I see.
So she might just be duping me and making me feel like it. It's all right. It'll happen afterwards, and then bang.
Well, she better not be premature.
Exactly, that's the problem.
That is going to be a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's an exciting few months for me, isn't it? So hopefully it'll be a nice round off to everything.
Fantastic. And you proposed.
Yes. Indeed.
And unlike that chap on YouTube the other day who proposed in front of an American sports stadium, did you see that? And was turned down.
I didn't see that. No.
She said yes.
Yeah, she did. I had to get her in the 4 Nelson just to put the pressure on.
You old romantic. You.
No, it was quite good actually. It was just went back to my hometown and managed to surprise her, which was the main thing, because she always criticised me saying I'm not the most romantic person in the world. So it was nice to sort of surprise her and catch her off guard, and she loved it, and hopefully we'll have a wedding sometime in the summer.
Fantastic. So it is. I mean, last year was a big year. Didn't quite go to plan in some respects. This year's a massive year then, on and off the field.
Yeah, I think off the field would be my biggest year ever. I think. Obviously, I'm going to have to do a lot of maturing on and off the field, I think, as well. So for me, it's exciting times. I think that's great, and I'm still relatively young in terms of the rugby world, although sometimes I feel a bit old now compared to some of these youth.
You're senior, you're an old man,
exactly,
you're an old pro.
Yeah, exactly. Without Concatree Cueto being there, I feel like a bit of an old man now. So,
and that's going to be funny actually. All these kids are going to be literally, calling you sort of Conco.
Exactly, yeah. So,
you reap what you sow in life,
I think, isn't it? Yeah. So I've got it all to deal with, but it's exciting times for me, and I'm looking forward to the challenges ahead in both on and off the field, and hopefully that'll show in my performances on and off the field as well.
Well, we at Sportsvibe wish you all the very best. Do you know whether it's a boy or a girl yet? And if you do, are you going to tell us?
A girl, yes.
So that rules out calling him Ian then, doesn't it?
Well, wasn't much chance of that anyway.
Okay. Thanks.